feel about getting this Friday night start?
Well, that's exciting. It's something you kind of dream about once you first come in here. You know, first 2 years I was a reliever, last year Saturday guy. You know, I'm just thankful for all the hard work. You know, I'm kind of excited about it. I'm looking forward to it.
You have to just take the mindset of it doesn't matter what day it is. It's still just going out on the bump and throwing.
Yeah. So just talking to Coach C today, it's more like, you know, he told me be me, be the guy that you were last year, kind of deal. You know, build off that, like kind of what I was like on Saturday. So he told me to take that mentality and just use that, you know, being like the Friday. So.
I guess for either, or Kyle or Willow there, just you guys, how do you feel like the offense is coming around at this point, in camp?
I mean, I think we're ready to go. I mean, bottom line, we've been facing these guys. We've been facing one of the best pitching staffs in the country for, all fall and then, 2 or 3 weeks in the spring. So it's been a really good preparation for us. I think we're ready to go.
Kyle?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, we've been facing these guys and, we kind of get pitched the way I guess our scouting reports would say by Coach C, so he kind of knows how to get us out. But I think we're ready. We've been putting in a lot of work in the cages every day, so I think we're just ready to play.
Logan, you guys start with 8 games in 10 days. That's unusual start. Anything different about that going into the season?
I mean, it's definitely different getting the first 5 games the first 2 weeks or something like that. I mean, that's kind of unheard of, I guess, the first 2 weeks of the season. So it's definitely going to be to put to test some of our pitchers as well. We're going to have to throw some guys out there that might not be used to starting or whatever it is. I mean, there's going to be 5 games that we're going to have that starter that we expect to go, 5 innings, put us in a good place to win. I mean, we'll be ready on the position side. I mean, we've been playing 4 or 5 games a week regardless, in scrimmages. So we're ready physically for that. I think bottom line, we're just ready. We're ready to face somebody else too. At some point, it kind of gets monotonous just playing the same guys and kind of know what they're going to throw. We're just ready for that competitive aspect of playing a different jersey.
Carson, with so many games in a short amount of time, the bullpen's going to be counted on. How do you see all of that shaking out for you guys?
Well, like Logan said, I mean, it's going to give us young pitchers like chances to throw and all that. With the weekdays being 2 games, so people are going to have to step up. I mean, the back end of our bullpen, we feel like that's where we get stronger as the game goes on. We feel like we got a bunch of guys that will be able to shut down opponents as we get into the 7th, 8th, 9th inning. So I think, our bullpen will be ready to go.
For any of you guys, Coach Lee always says opening day is just another game. For you guys, does it have a little special meaning?
I mean, not really. It's just like Coach Lee says, it's another game. Yeah, it's cool for us to get our emotions going, get all that jittering out or whatever. And it's also good for the freshmen to kind of see how game days are and all that. But for us older guys, I mean, it's kind of just another game.
Yeah, it's getting back into the routine of playing, which is definitely different than the practices and the scrimmages, where it's a little bit of a different routine. I mean, we're gonna have 4 or 5 at bats on Friday. Opening day is gonna be awesome, but at the end of the day, we're gonna have 220 more in the rest of the season. They're all worth the same amount. So.
Carson, do you think you're going to be the guy that would close out games? Is that where you see your role right now?
Oh yeah, definitely. Right now, I'll be the closer. But I mean, like Coach C and I have talked. I mean, I can see myself coming in 7th inning when we're up by a run or down by a run. I mean, either or. But I mean, as of now, Friday night, I'll be the closer.
Is it a little different, knowing that you might pitch the 9th, as far as you have to sit a little bit longer, and what would be your routine as far as starting to stretch out?
Yeah, I mean, so I'm a guy that really doesn't have a routine. Once my name's called down the bullpen, I just kind of get going. I don't really do much. I just kind of start throwing. So it will be different, knowing that the 9th inning is usually mine, and I'll have to start pacing myself 7th inning, 8th inning, kind of loosening up. Whereas last year it was kind of hey, Spires, go get hot right here or whatever. So I mean, it'll be a little different, but I'll get used to it.
Brooks, how the guys in the rotation handled losing Spencer, and the valuable arm that he is?
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough one, losing Spence, he's a good arm, he's going to be probably part of our rotation because, I mean, he's been throwing well, all fall, spring. So, I mean, it's been kind of tough on us, but we're ready to kind of move forward. People got to step up. I think some of the young guys know that. So, I mean, we're just kind of looking forward to it, and I think some of the young guys will actually step up for us.
Or some of those other guys that you think could fill that role?
We got a bunch of them. One that's kind of stuck out to me is Connor O'Rear. He's been throwing really well as of late. His velo's jumped up a little bit, and you can kind of see his confidence is building up as every time he throws. Keyshawn, Davis, Robo, all those guys have you know, been stepping up as like the spring has gone on. So I'm looking forward to watching those guys pitch.
Kyle, you're the guy that has to handle all of those young pitchers. Who's impressed you so far?
Well, like Brooks said, we got a lot of guys that have impressed me. David Sharp is a freshman who can really pitch, gets a lot of guys out, and does a great job of manipulating the strike zone to his advantage. And Justin Robleski, like he said, he's a really good pitcher as well, left side. He also been working on a couple pitches and filling up that strike zone. So for me, it's getting those freshmen not thinking during ball games of, oh, I got to do this, or I got to put the ball here, I got to spin it this way, or do this. I just want them to just compete. Once they get the sign from me, it's just you got to get this guy out, no matter how you do it. So for me, I'm just trying to get them to calm down, especially opening weekend. These young guys, there's going to be a lot of them on the mound, so we just got to get them to calm down and compete.
Logan, you guys are probably gonna play a little bit different style this year with some of the power that you lost. How have you seen that adjustment in the practices you guys have had so far?
I mean, I think the answer is on the base paths is we're gonna have to steal a lot of bags, and we've really put that to use in our scrimmages. Also in our strength and conditioning coach, we've been doing a lot of like sprint work and everything else. We've got guys that can really run. I think for us, it's going to be a matter of doing it. I mean, once you do it, you get comfortable doing it, and you want to do it more. So it's going to be. I know opening weekend, we're going to try to really play aggressively on the pace pass, and hopefully that'll open things up for the rest of the season.
Brooks, Bonnie was saying that he doesn't really put a lot of stock in the opening weekend, but how important is this weekend for you guys going forward?
I would say it is kind of important just to see kind of what we have as a team. We lost a lot of guys last year, so we got to figure some things out, like our lineup and also our pitching staff. So I feel like once we kind of see what we're kind of going with, this weekend, who's throwing where, kind of situation, stuff like that, I feel like we'll kind of figure out what kind of year we're